transcribing the vibes. We're about to have a full moon in Cancer. This is my natal moon, so I mean, I'm on the cusp. So my moon is like a Gemini Cancer moon, but I feel more like a Cancer moon. Like, well, they say Gemini moon is also quite moody, but I literally feel like a cusp between Gemini and Cancer moon, but it's besides the point because it's not about me, but it is, but it's not. The only reason why it's about me because the moon is going to be in, like, it's basically going to be conjuncting my moon. So this full moon is basically playing out like my energy. So anyways, at this time we're experiencing a lot of either comfortability in our body or uncomfortability. And that's what's kind of being tested right now. Not only in our body, but within our own home environment, with our parental figures, our mother figures, our father figures, and how comfortable we are taking a manager-like position. So if there's people that have opportunities to possibly be their own boss, if there's people who have opportunities to possibly be a boss in some kind of way, a manager in some kind of way, overseeing others in some sort of way, right now you could be tested in your comfortability in performing those particular duties. You're also most likely being overseen by somebody in some way. Right now it is a little bit cold in terms of the atmosphere and the way that people are connecting with others. People could appear to be more distant. Parental figures could appear to be more distant. And all of this is like karmic. It's just karmically, it's a karmic pattern, okay? Because if somebody's upbringing, if their parental figure, their mother figure wasn't particularly nurturing in some way, or if, like, at least like for how I grew up, my parental figures, my mother and my father, who are my blood mother and father, not that it matters, but a lot of people, if you don't specify these things, they just assume stuff and then start making stuff up, and I don't want those problems. But you know, my parents are both air signs, and they're less touchy-feely nurturing. Like, they're not very, like, we're very air, like, the, you know, that's how it kind of was in the household. And so, and that's the way things like are, and that's the way that I'm comfortable with nurturing too. But at the end of the day, I am a Pisces and I have a Cancer moon, so it's like I have a lot of water in my chart, right? But you know, naturally I'm not. It's like, it's only like that at a distance. So it's like, it's weird. It could appear to be like an air sign basically. So you know, but I am a very emotional person, and right now we're going to be seeing that contrast between people's emotional expression and their comfortability with the expression of their emotions versus the boundaries that they put up, and that blockage of energy. A lot of people are not in tune with their emotions and feelings. A lot of people are not in touch with how others feel so much, and some people are too much in touch with how others feel to the point that they lose touch with their own emotional stance. And this starts to go off into a loss of identity. At the end of the day, that water, okay, the water element, your emotional connection, your true emotional connection, and how you truly feel about yourself, this determines the way that you identify with yourself. And once you start to lose too much touch with your emotional energies, you lose touch with your identity. I need for people to not be mistaken by music. Music is a creative expression. And yes, we should express ourselves through different forms of art like music in a realistic and like in a realistic way, in a way that is in touch with our true selves. But there's also nothing wrong with getting a muse or getting, like, you know, for example, I get a lot of my influences and whatnot in terms of the stuff that I how I come up with my creativity, like how I come up with my creativity and whatnot, I get a lot of those influences from the external environment, my work environment especially, and or just everyday life type of things. So that's the reason why my music could come off more like exaggerative, because I'm actually expressing myself through things that's happening in mundane reality, but then, you know, it comes off poetic because music is like that. So then it can come off like I'm exaggerating and stuff, and music usually is like that anyway. So I don't know why people take things literally when it comes to music. It's you know, in 7th grade I took, I think, English or language arts, whatever. I think it was English, whatever. It was an English course, and one of the units was poetry, and I was good at that unit. And I remember we learned figurative language. This is where we learned things like hyperboles, I think it's called. I could have made that up, I'm not sure, but I think hyperboles is a thing. Figurative language, it's like similes, metaphors, you know, and all that stuff, and alliterations, like 7th grade. So I don't know, but you know, besides the point, this is what's going on right now. Like, we're really getting in tune with some sort of deep emotions that we may have not been so attached to. So those detached emotions are coming back up to the surface. A lot of times our emotions that we detach from are emotions that are related to fears and insecurities. You know, feeling like we're not worthy of those things, like something or someone or an experience could have made us feel like we weren't worthy of having something, and this caused a resentment and a blockage in the emotional expression, and then this causes a blockage in the assertive qualities, and this is what is coming back up, and this is a benefit for us, because when it comes back up, perhaps we have transformed ourselves in such a way that we're now capable of dealing with these emotions and projecting it out to actually manifest things that we wanted in the past. Now, for other people who have not properly dealt with their own personal development in a responsible manner, you know, this may go in the opposite direction, in which these old emotional securities and possibly like any sort of like health concerns, because Cancer also does deal with health, like Virgo does, the 6th house, Cancer, the 4th house. You know, all the houses have to do with health, but in particular, like, you know, the 6th house in Virgo has to do with our nervous system, and so it's like linked to a lot of health concerns and whatnot, because it's the way that your like energy's flowing. And Uranus is like your actual like electricity, like the it's more, Uranus is a little bit more deep. It's like the channels that you have in your body. Like, for example, it's like, how does the flow of your elements, of your energy, of your circulation, like what areas is it filtering through? Like, and this is like mind control basically, because your mind is controlling the way that these energies are being, like, are flowing. Okay, it can flow through different directions and stuff, and this is how people get blockages and shit like that. But when it comes to like Virgo and the 6th house and stuff, this is like your actual nervous system. So it's, you know, they're linked up, but, and in the 4th house, this is the comfortability of your body. And, you know, you protect your body by also living in shelter. Shelter further protects your body. You know, Cancer is that softness of your body. And then, like I said, the you know, Capricorn energy, that's like the structure of you, the structure of anything. But first, it's, you know, the structure of your body. How hard are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how tough are you to get through these things? But then too much toughness blocks circulation. This is the reason why people's goddamn circulation and stuff could get, you know, disrupted, because they could be too hard in one area. And when you're too hard in one area, the blood cannot, the energy, the blood, the circulation cannot flow through. So it's like, you know. And in Cancer is where things are soft at, and like there's water and the fluid is flowing well. Pisces, that jumps into flipping lymphatic system and stuff. And I don't even want to talk about that, because it's like the lymphatic system is annoying as hell, to be completely flipping honest. But it's like one of the most important systems, and I feel like people forget to talk about the lymphatic system because it's so like subconscious. Like you just expect your body to just do these things, but I don't know. I feel like in Cancer, like right now, the full moon will be in Cancer in a couple days or whatever. This is gonna bring a huge attention to definitely like any sort of emotional insecurities that we've been having, any sort of setbacks, any sort of delays that we've been having for years. Okay, like things that we've been wanting for years. Now these emotions and feelings could be coming back up, and we may not even be interested in these things anymore. We may still be interested in it and realize, yo, I can actually do this. I don't have to be afraid anymore. I can actually do this. I have the potential to do this. Now, on the other hand, these this full moon energy could be bringing up concerns related to our health and our body and our comfortability in our own body. Okay? And our business, okay? A lot of people who have at-home businesses, how are we balancing out our self-care and our care that we get from others, from, you know, any sort of practitioners and whatnot? How are we balancing that out with our work lives? Is our work providing us with health care? You know how if you work a traditional job, you most likely get health care. Like you get insurance or something like that. If you're an entrepreneur, what are your options? These are the things that we have to think about now at this time with the Cancer energy going into the full moon. I said that backwards. I meant to say with the full moon that's going to be going into Cancer. And yeah, if I have anything else to add, I will write it in the description. Thank you for watching. Blessings, light, and love to